concerns about the efficiency of the NV Emprendedora's capacity on the sea bridge. Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce calls for urgent meeting with Minister Sinanan, and the TADCO is working assiduously to build capacity in Tobago's agriculture sector. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. This is the Tobago Updates television news for Wednesday, 13th September 2023. Topping the news tonight, the MV Emprendedora arrived at the Scarborough Harbour at around 1 a.m. this morning. The vessel completed its journey to Tobago in 10 hours, carrying a full load of goods and supplies, primarily consisting of construction materials. Reporter Candice Jackson was present at the port and has prepared this report.
Truckers displayed apprehension as they patiently awaited the arrival of their trucks, trailers and containers on the MV Emprendedora. The vessel docked around 1 a.m., but truckers had to wait for just over an hour more. This delay was caused by Port Authority officials conducting necessary checks and the crew adjusting the ramp for disembarkment. On board the vessel were 22 vehicles consisting of 9 vans, 12 trucks, 1 truck with a trailer, and a 20-foot flatbed and 6 containers. However, it's worth noting that not all trucks were carrying their full capacity due to the weight limit of the MV Emprendedora. It is a temporary solution while the Cabo Star is down for repairs, and one which the chairman of the Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Curtis Williams, is grateful for.
We want to express our sincere appreciation to the Bridgeman Group for their assistance in getting that replacement vessel to assist the construction sector and the Tobago economy on the whole. We must say thanks in order for them.
Bridgeman Services Group is a charterer for the Cabo Star, and they have acquired the MV Emprendedora at their own expense to provide temporary relief for the Tobago business community. The vessel departed Scarborough at 6:40 a.m., carrying 16 trucks and trailers along with 6 containers. These vehicles will collect goods and supplies that are ready to be shipped to Tobago, as explained by Vice Chairman Demi-John Cruikshank.
I just spoke with the CEO of the Port Authority in Trinidad, Ms. Vilma Lewis, and she indicated to me because there is such a backlog on the port, they're going to turn around the vessel as soon as it arrives in Trinidad. So as soon as that vessel arrives in Trinidad, which is some place outside of Port of Spain going in now, as soon as it is offloaded, they're going to load the vessel and send it back to Tobago one time.
Construction materials will receive priority during the sailings to ease the 3-week-long backlog. Additionally, the Chamber has been given assurance that repairs on the Cabo Star will be finalized and the vessel will be rectified for sailing by Monday, September 18th, 2023. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
Although the MV Emprendedora is providing temporary relief for the construction sector, it cannot accommodate all the items awaiting shipment from Trinidad. Almando's Hardware, the largest lumber supplier in Tobago, has no choice but to wait until the Cabo Star returns to service to replenish its stock of lumber and several other high-demand materials. More in this exclusive report from Candice Jackson.
Some construction items were successfully shipped to Tobago on Tuesday night. However, not for Almando's Hardware.
This hardware has not been able to get anything to come on that vessel.
The owner of the hardware, Claude Almandos, faces 2 reasons why he cannot rely on the MV Emprendedora for relief. The first reason is the vessel's limited cargo capacity.
The vehicles that were returned on that vessel, from what I saw as pictures last night, those vehicles have to go down to Trinidad to come back. So how can those come back and additional vehicles come on the same vessel? It's impossible.
The second reason pertains to the length of required items such as lumber and steel, typically transported in 45-foot containers on the Cabo Star. The MV Emprendedora can only handle 20-foot containers. To worsen the situation, Almandos pointed out that he has not received a shipment of these items since the beginning of June, prior to the Cabo Star going on dry dock.
All the material has to go to Trinidad to be cleared, and then we have to now transport it across to Tobago. And we're now, since June, when the Cabo Star was taken off the service, since that time we have not imported because the vessel only came back on a month ago.
The Cabasta was on its second week of clearing the backlog when it experienced an engine room fire, rendering it out of service for the past 3 weeks.
This has caused us to think twice of what we do in Tobago here now in regards of business development. We've reached a certain level and then we cannot be able to access our goods to be able to continue at the level that we are at.
Armando's disclosed that his hardware suffered a 50% drop in sales during this period, all while having to cover the salaries of 13 employees and meet regular overhead expenses. His storehouses are depleted of essential items, including cement, sand, various building blocks, lumber, steel, galvanized materials, and more. Meanwhile, the sight of low or non-existent stock in some cases raises another concern.
What we don't realize is, as for what disasters are going throughout the world at this moment of life, God forbid if Tobago was to have a disaster tomorrow morning, what would be our position here in Tobago?
Armando's characterizes the situation as one where Tobago's business community takes 1 step forward and 2 steps backward in terms of progress. The memory of the 2017 Seabridge crisis remains vivid in his mind in light of the current predicament.
As we say, deja vu 2.0 now.
Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, was given 1 week to schedule an urgent meeting with the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce and other stakeholders. At a press conference today, the Chamber expressed gratitude for the interim solution on the Sea Bridge, but emphasized that more permanent solutions are needed.
2017, the Tobago business community was in conflict with the central government, particularly the Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, due to the collapse of the Sea Bridge. This led to the introduction of 2 new passenger ferries, the EPG James and the Buku Reef. While the central government has claimed to have addressed the Sea Bridge issues, the chairman of the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Curtis Williams, has pointed out that the current conditions of the Sea Bridge demonstrate that all is not well.
We ask upon them to accept our request for an urgent meeting to discuss the Sea Bridge issues going forward, the future, and what plans we can put in place.
Vice President Demi-John Cruikshank noted that it has been a while since they last had an audience with Minister Sinanan.
Wow. I think 2018. 2018 is when we as a body would have met.
The chamber did admit that they did not hold the government accountable for promises they made, such as the construction of a specially built cargo vessel for the Sea Bridge.
We were informed by the minister then and the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago, that is still in office now, that it would have taken 18 months to build a cargo vessel specifically for Tobago. And NITCO and the minister has all the specification requirements for Tobago.
In addition, the government was supposed to have the TNT Spirit as a backup for emergency situations like the one currently being experienced, according to Cruikshank.
If you had the TNT Spirit is designed for cargo. If that vessel was running now, that would have pulled a significant amount of cargo and heavy cargo, construction material.
While they plan to step up their advocacy to the government, they dismissed calls from Senator Lawrence Hislop that the business community is too dependent on daily shipments via the Sea Bridge. Senator Hislop criticized Tobago's businesses for not having enough storage capacity on the island. However, the chamber said Senator Hislop is not being realistic or fair to businesses.
We had 2017 fiasco. We had 2018 breakdown of the Sea Bridge. We went into COVID. We're now out of COVID. We have a THA that owes the contractors and the private sector a lot of money. We have people who have money. The government has money for us. We can't get our VAT returns. We can't get any of these things. Where are you getting the money to build these bigger warehouses?
The chamber is hoping that the Cabasa returns to service on Monday, September 18th, as promised by the Port Authority, along with the scheduled meeting with the minister. If not, they fear the return of the problems experienced in 2017.
With all this disruption, they're definitely going to cost us a bit more. And we know, as we indicated earlier on, some staff were home, so the business definitely have to cut on the expenses.
Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
We have more news coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union Back to School Loan Promotion. Loans up to 15,000. Requirements: job letter and a payslip no more than 1 month old. Utility bill, copy of book list, salary deduction, 10% down payment for self-employed persons, evidence of income and expenditure, bank statement, 12 to 18 months, other supporting documents. Promotion ends October 18. Contact us at 639-8375 or 8108 or check us out on www.mpcutobago.com or email us at loans@mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union's Back to School Loan Promotion.
Your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Somebody just scream, revive us!
Glow Nation on Saturday, 16th September. Experience a revival featuring Grammy Award winner Ty Tribbett and his full band. Glow Fest, all at Sure Park Complex, Tobago, alongside Ezekiel, Chantel Lindsay, Gates Praise, Mark Isaacs, and Blessed Messenger. Showtime 6 p.m., doors open at 5 p.m. Early bird tickets $200. Group of 10 pay $250 each. General admission $300. At the door $350. Children under 10 free. Tickets available at Sure Park Complex box office. Dominion Appliances, Scipio Trace Canby, Pablo's Supermarket Argyle, Diesel's Tile and Ceiling Center, Bon Accord, Isaac 98.1 FM, Port of Spain, Ario Auto El Socorro, Evansa Jewelers Chaguanas, and online at tovatickets.com. For more info, follow Glow Entertainment TT on Facebook and Instagram. On Saturday, 16th September, Sure Park Complex, Tobago. The revival is coming. A praise and worship encounter. Experience the worship. Experience the praise. Glow Fest.
Welcome back. Political leader of the Unity of the People, Nkosi Phillips, criticized the central government for not having a contingency plan in place for emergencies on the sea bridge. Phillips spoke on the Tobago Updates morning show, and Ariana Scipio tells us more.
Political leader of Unity of People, Nkosi Phillips pointed out that the sea bridge situation highlights a recurring issue where the government often waits for situations to unfold before implementing backup plans. Phillips believes there should be a more proactive approach, with a greater number of cargo vessels readily available in case of unforeseen events.
I think it is high time we, as government or whatever government is in power, whether in Trinidad and Tobago, we think futuristically, not just having one boat, looking at one boat shot song, what is the backup plan and what is the initiative? So I think this gives us an open eye, an eye-opener as to now preparing for the future.
Phillips expressed that Tobago should not be hypocritical because a solution has been provided while the cable star is being repaired. They also commended the Port Authority for offering a temporary solution to provide relief to the island for the time being.
I think it will provide some sort of a relief as to goods and services still coming between the inter-island services of Trinidad and Tobago.
Phillips raised the topic of autonomy for Tobago, using the sea bridge situation as an example of why Tobago may not be prepared for such a transition. They posed the question of whether Tobago has the resources to reduce its reliance on Trinidad, particularly considering the absence of manufacturers on the island.
The dependency on Trinidad clearly shows that Tobago is not ready enough for autonomy. And even though we were ready for autonomy, what is our backup plan? What is our contingent plan to have things in place? We clamor for, or the chief secretary or the team, they clamor for autonomy. But what is your backup plan for autonomy?
Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the Tobago Business Chamber welcomed the arrival of the emergency vessel, the MV Emprendedora. However, Martin George, chairman of the Tobago Business Chamber, questioned why the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, he inquired, did not have a permanent secondary vessel for the cargo on the sea bridge.
It is obvious that the MV Cabo Star alone cannot take the load to be between Trinidad and Tobago all the time. The vessel will break down at times. It will need scheduled maintenance. So therefore, I would think that it's basic common sense and planning and management to have a second vessel on the run, which will ease the strain on the Cabo Star, ease the wear and tear on the Cabo Star, and also have a vessel in place all the time for when one of the other vessels has to go under dry dock.
To support cargo sea bridge operations, George strongly urged the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago to seize this opportunity and acquire a second vessel. He said that this situation underscores the importance of Tobago reducing its heavy reliance on Trinidad for food supplies.
Of course, we understand that the food supply chain would have been impacted, but the inter-island ferry service, to its credit, did try to accommodate additional smaller trucks to carry food supplies.
George requested that the THA develop a strategy for revitalizing Tobago's agricultural industry, as Tobago was intended to be the primary agri-food supplier for Trinidad. Well, food security remains a concern for Tobagonians, and the Tobago Agro Development Company is actively working to address this issue. They assert that they are in the process of establishing a solid foundation for food security in the region. The details in this report from Tanika Cruikshank.
Poultry Initiative, which commenced on September 9, 2022, involved with providing farmers with livestock and technical support, as stated by TADCO's chairman, Ricardo Alfred. He also shared that it is positive news for the citizens of Tobago.
We were able to actually provide a sustainable product, which is the chicken, right here in Tobago, from the Tobago farmers to various persons. With the different sales and marketing structures that we are putting in place in terms of getting persons to TADCO and recognizing the brand that we have, which is TADCO.
Alfred explained that as a result of TADCO's initiative, a local fast food restaurant and the rest of the island were able to access meat during the meat scarcity period. He affirmed that the organization will continue to supply meat to the island.
The poultry project definitely was a very good strategic move, especially what is happening with the Cabo Star. in the advent that the trucks can't come, they are able still to provide a sustainable product right here in Tobago.
According to Alfred, TADCO aims to boost the island's chicken supply to reduce its dependence on other industries for growth and development.
The aim of this really is to get persons interested. So there may be some entrepreneurs who may want to take the same chicken that we are selling and provide a further value to it, maybe in chicken nuggets or pre-fried goods that could just be popped in the oven. This is the kind of projects that we definitely have to do.
At the end of the month, TADCO will issue a statement that outlines the quantity and quality of meat that was sold and what might still be available. Alfred also stated that TADCO's sale of fish has enabled the company's subsidiary, the Capital of Paradise, to operate for just 1 year and have capital.
A surplus of fish and stuff on the compound. The Capital of Paradise currently is out at sea. They are now embarking on catching some very needed fish, which is definitely needed for the foreign exchange and the foreign markets outside there.
Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
CivilNet Chairman Rodney Pigott emphasizes that autonomy for Tobago should be a top priority for Tobagonians, as he believes it can drive productivity in the region. Pigott expressed these views during his appearance on the Good Morning Tobago show.
CivilNet Chairman Rodney Pigott argued that there is an excessive focus on Assemblyman Watson Duke's call for reconciliation with Chief Secretary Farley Augustine. He explained that the details of their dispute are not widely known to the public, and he believes that they should resolve their differences privately.
My say on that is that it is of little consequence to the people. This is a matter between those two men, right? There's a history that occurred between them. The public is not privy to what exactly transpired between them. So
Pigott further stated that political matters should not take precedence when there are pressing issues such as the sea bridge, air bridge, infrastructure problems, and low productivity at hand.
What should be on the front burner of the people's interest is our drive towards autonomy, because that is something that is going to alleviate a lot of the current drama and stagnation and growth that we see on the island.
He also offered his perspective on the crime situation in Tobago, suggesting that it is connected to low productivity, as crime is more likely to thrive in such conditions. The CivilNet chairman expressed his belief that autonomy would be an advantage for Tobago and could foster greater productivity.
Right? Because autonomy for Tobago is not just to help Tobago, it will also help the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, were Tobago to be put in a position where it becomes much more productive than it is now. That means it can now put more monies into the coffers of the nation, which will then be able to help everybody else in the nation.
Autonomy remains a significant topic in the Tobago community, and it continues to be eagerly anticipated by many. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
More news coming up after the break. Stay with us.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
October will never be better. With Tobago, carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
So International Chocolate Day is an annual celebration that pays respect to one of the world's most beloved treats. This special day is celebrated every September 13th and is steeped in history, tradition, and of course, lots of chocolate. The Tobago Hospitality and the Tourism Institute hosted a special exhibition in honor of World Chocolate Day, and Melinda Woods tells us more.
International Chocolate Day holds significant meaning as it serves as a delightful reminder of the universal love and appreciation for chocolate. To mark the occasion, the Tobago Hospitality Tourism Institute allows students of Tobago High School a front row seat as they learn from chocolate delight chocolatier Jean-Claude Petit. With over 10 years of experience in the chocolate industry, he demonstrated and explained the process used in creating several types of their local chocolate. A few of those were Benny Ball, caramel, and pina colada. Petit boasted that the uniqueness of Tobago's chocolate comes from the flavor because of the quality of the soil and the natural environment.
Because of the soil in Tobago, that volcanic soil, and because Tobago has a milder temperature than Trinidad does. So all up on the northeast side, at night it gets down into the 60s and the 70s in the valleys, and the cocoa and coffee love that.
He advised young people who are interested in the chocolate industry that they could start from home.
It's wide open. This is just a few of the products that you can make. And like me, you can start doing things at home, okay? It is not a product that I have the machinery because I make it on a commercial scale. You do not have the machinery. You can melt the chocolate in your microwave. You can temper the chocolate by hand. You can make the soaps by hand at home. You can do a lot of the things using cocoa at home.
While there may be a few people in the world who do not like chocolate, for most of the world, chocolate is considered to be a delicious treat. Melinda de Beekwoods, Tobago Update Television News.
Well, to some weather news tonight, the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Office anticipates a clear and warm night with a gentle breeze, although there's a low chance of an isolated shower. Temperatures are expected to reach a low of 28 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow's weather forecast calls for predominantly hot and sunny daytime conditions with generally fair and warm weather in the evening. There is a low chance of a few light passing showers. Temperatures will climb to a high of 33 degrees Celsius. Seas are expected to be slight to moderate, with waves reaching up to 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 5:52 a.m. and sunset at 6:04 p.m. Recapping the headlines, concerns about the efficiency of the MV Emprendedora's capacity on the Sea Bridge. Tobago Division of the TNT Chamber of Commerce calls for urgent meeting with Minister Sinanan. TADCO is working assiduously to build capacity in the agriculture sector for Tobago. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a good night.